Hi, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Organizational Behavior class. Before this, we have covered chapter 1. So, today we're going to cover chapter 2. Okay, so basically, in chapter 2, we're going to discuss about the diversity in organizations. Diversity means the um, varieties, varieties of varieties of ethnicity, races in an organization. Okay, so let's look at it. So at the end of this chapter, these are the things that you should earn, or at least some of this should be accomplished. Okay, so there are two major forms of workforce diversity. First is the surface level, and then the other one is deep level. As you can see from the words itself, surface and deep level diversity. So definitely some of the diversity can come at the surface level where you can see it very closely. But deep level diversity is something that can't be seen, okay? Something that is more sensitive. Okay, so that is what it meant by two major forms of workforce diversity. Okay, now we're talking about stereotypes and how they function in organizational settings. Okay. First, we talk about discrimination. Do you guys ever been discriminated before? Discriminate means that assume stereotypes about a group, so we discriminate things. It's actually to note the difference between things. Okay, discriminate is not really a good thing because it's actually when we talk about unfair discriminations, it's assume stereotypes about a group. So refusal to recognize individual difference in harmful to organizations and employees. So it's not a good thing when you discriminate someone or something. Okay. So there are a few forms or types of discrimination. We have discriminatory policies of practice, okay, which actions taken by representative of the organizations that deny equal opportunity. Um, for example, older workers may be targeted for layoff because they are highly paid and have lucrative benefits. So it's discriminations, right? And then we have sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is also one of the types of discriminations where unwanted sexual advances and other verbal or physical conduct of sexual nature happen to be in a work environment. So um, for example, the salespeople at one company went to company, paid visit to strip clubs, brought strippers into the office to celebrate promotions, and fostered pervasive sexual rumors. So it's not a good thing. It's discriminate. And then another one discrimination type is intimidations. Okay, this is actually things that we love to do. We love to intimidate person, which means that overt threat or bullying directed at member or specific groups of employee. Yes, if not talking about employees, even the students also being bullied. So that's what is called intimidation. Next is mockery and insults, also always done by all of us. We we usually think that this is normal, which is not. Mockery and insult is something that is very, very negative and should be avoided. So it's on jokes or negative stereotype, sometimes the result of jokes taken too far. Okay. For example, like when you see if you have an Arab colleague in your working environment, happen to be you said something very sensitive like asking, "Are you a terrorist?" So that is very what we call as mockery and insult. Okay, exclusions of certain people from job opportunities, social event discussions. It's like we are isolating a person because maybe we don't like him or her. So for example, like many women in finance claim they were assigned to a marginal job roles and given light workloads then don't lead to promotion. So it actually can lead to bias, which is not good. And then we have incivility, which is a disrespectful treatment, including behaving in an aggressive manner, so or interrupting a person or ignoring his or her opinion. We always do this. For example, like when a person talking to us, we just ignore whatever they said. So is actually a type of incivility. Okay. All right. Next,